Back in the Jesus days, did people have birth certificates? Well, this is interesting information that a lot of people are already kind of aware of. But the thing about it is the lie, the deception by omission to tell you what's actually going on. And the birth certificate for the normal person, we don't use it for anything but ID. So why isn't it called a birth ID? It's called a birth certificate for a reason. Back in the Jesus days, did people have birth certificates? what happens to you is based on what you think of yourself. I said, what happens to you is based. What happens to you
Where do you live?
in the city?
Do you have a house?
Apartment.
Own or rent?
Rent.
What do you do for a living?
Lots of things.
Where's your office?
I don't have one.
How come?
I don't need one.
Where's your wife?
Don't have one.
How come?
It's a long story.
Do you have kids?
No, I don't.
Where do you live?
In the city?
Do you have a house?
Apartment.
Own or rent?
Rent.
What do you do for a living?
Lots of things.
Where's your office?
I don't have one.
How come?
I don't need one.
Where's your wife?
Don't have one.
How come?
It's a long story.
Do you have kids?
We're in a time of sudden heat. Sometimes, like when you're cooking, you make a choice between, preheating and putting the food in, putting the, whatever you're cooking in so that it receives sudden heat. And sometimes gradual heat is better. Through history, with kids getting fed at school with lies, that's gradual heat. Okay? The stuff that's going on now in 2020, 21, and getting ready to be 22, this is like sudden heat episodes. There's a scripture that says, "Be still and know that I am God." Something like that. Okay? That's kind of the way it feels. And then when it's an inner stillness where you're paying attention to what's happening at the moment, like right now, and you're focused on that. Okay? And whatever you're doing, that's what you focus in on. Okay? And then once you start, focusing on a bunch of things at one time, or start focusing on something that you're not doing, then, you gotta notice it. If you don't notice it, then you're out of focus. What's happening? What's happening? What's up? Shine.